Good morning, everyone. I'm just logging in a little bit early just to catch any questions that come up quick. Your book, The Key to Luck is the Key to Happiness. Well, yes and no. I mean, happiness is a feeling which you can switch on and off at will. And luck is the experience of having what you want instead of what you don't want. And the key to luck teaches you to always have what you want. And when you have what you want, your normal unconscious reaction is to switch happiness on, which is good for your liver. Anyway, that's a different theme I'm about to do today. So, Cosmo Joe, you haven't seen you in a while. Well, maybe you've been looking in the wrong place. Have you tried looking on Brighteon? This is because YouTube, Google are censoring more and more stuff. I do a lot of stuff on vaccination and the climate improvement. Hi, Mitesh. We got somebody from down under joining us right now. Oh, indeed, that's not Australian. That's sort of Alabama. I forgot how to do Australia. Well, it's too early in the morning here. I can do it in the afternoons. 1 minute to go. Cosmo Joe, where did you say to look? Oh, Brighteon.com. BRIGHTEON.com. It's an alternative to YouTube created by Natural News. And there is very little censorship. But there's also very little rubbish. So there's no videos of pussycats crawling through cupboards and stuff like that. It's all useful stuff. I just downloaded the forgiveness mantra. Wonder if this helped with my wrists. Very, very likely, Mitesh. Which reminds me, there's something I wanted to look up whilst I'm here. There is one mantra that is going to be useful for everybody. So let me just look up exactly where it is and what it's called. Clarity, vacation. Prosperity. That's it. It's number 4 on the list. Well, I'll explain more about that in a minute. Anyway, it is now 6 o'clock in Germany, 5 o'clock in London, midnight in New York, and 9 p.m. in Los Angeles, California. I have no idea what time it is in Brisbane. If you send me a quick note, Mitesh, and tell us. It's probably already tomorrow, isn't it? Oh, no, not quite. It's this evening or something like that. Anyway, all by the by. It's 2 in the afternoon in Western Australia. No, Eastern Australia. East Coast, Brisbane. Yeah, 11 p.m. Chicago. Yeah, because you're an hour different to New York. Right, so let us begin. Now, the sea moon or the consciousness moon is a complex astrological what's the word, pattern, which So sometimes I'm looking for words, which tends to, yeah, that's the right word. It has a tendency to expand or free or release consciousness. Now, as I say, it as a tendency, because it's your free choice whether you use this tendency or not. And what we're going to do in these preparation exercises is to help you make use of this available tendency. The full moon itself is on Saturday morning at 6:23 Berlin time. That's 5:23 London, and some other time, other places. Anyway, work it out for yourselves if you really want to know. But on Saturday, I'll be leading 3 separate exercises aimed at using what we're going to be practicing today and tomorrow to achieve something quite interesting, I hope. It's based on the something that happened a few years ago when the civil war was running in Lebanon, and the University of Pennsylvania sponsored a group of experienced meditators to meditate on giving the energy peace into Beirut, and did it for 9 days. And in those 9 days, the degree of violence in Beirut just dropped dramatically. When they stopped, it went back up again. Now, they only did this for these few days, saw that it was an enormous success, and then just dropped it. No idea why. Any reasonable people would have said, oh, why? We need to expand this and do it for the whole Lebanon the whole time until everybody sees that the correct solution begins in peace. And instead of that, it took a few more years before they got there, which shows what can be achieved by a small group of people who are very, very focused. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to be focused. And there are 2 things that we need to practice. One is the feeling thankfulness. Now, thankfulness, what you feel there, is actually your creative power. This is what your creative power feels like. We call it thankfulness, but it's actually creation. Now, we've been educated to believe that thankfulness is something you experience as a result of a pleasing experience. No, it's not. Thankfulness is the cause of a pleasing experience. The creative energy must come first. First the energy, then the event, then the experience. And we've been taught it the wrong way around in order to convince us to not use our creative power and to be, puppets, marionettes. We don't need to. We can decide to change that. And this is one of the side effects of doing this, what we're going to be doing today and tomorrow and Saturday. So the first thing you need to do is to know where your heart is. And despite what George W. Bush said, it ain't there. He was asked to put his hand on his heart, and he put it on his stomach. The heart, if you take your left arm and just fold it at the elbow so that it lands here, so that the root of the little finger is on the breastbone, and the other fingers point at about 45 degrees towards the right shoulder, and the thumb is folded in, that's where your heart is. Now you see it lies diagonally through the body in that plane. but it also lies diagonally in that plane. So the two big chambers, the ventricles, are at the front on the left, and the two small chambers, the atria, are at the back on the right. And this is why this story comes from that the heart is on the left, because you can hear it more loudly on the left, because it's at the front on the left. But when you go to the doctors, you remember, when he or she takes a stethoscope out to listen to your heart, it's first here on the left, and then here on the right. So that here they're listening to the ventricles, and here they're listening to the atria. So that's where your heart is. And that's where we're going to be focusing the first feeling. So it's the feeling of thankfulness. I'm going to help you do this with a sort of transmission. So let's just begin. Just let the feeling of thankfulness fill up your heart. Oh, good. So keep practicing that feeling as long and as often as you can. Anytime you've got a little pause, just refocus in thankfulness in your heart. And you find that if you keep refocusing there, it becomes automatic. And then you become really creative in the sense of doing what you want to do instead of what other people tell you you ought to do. There's only one person who can decide what is best for you, And that's you. That's why you have this power. Now, the second one, after a quick slurp of tea, cheers. Is the feeling we call love. Now, there is no organ of the human body which has a specific or exclusive resonance with love. Love is the source. It's where we come from. It's who we are. And the problem we have with it is that we believe we can give it, but we can't have it. And this is simply not true. You just need to practice it in a different way. Now, almost all of us know what it feels like to give love outside to someone or something else. Give it inside. Give it to yourself. That is, you allow yourself to receive love. That's all it is. And love is your reconnection with the source. And it has lots of interesting effects when you do it. So our second exercise, practice, is to allow this feeling of love to fill you. So you very specifically, you give love inside yourself. You give love to yourself. So again, I'll help you with this. And what have we got down here? Okay, let us begin. Namaste. Again, practice this feeling as often as possible. Giving yourself love. You'll find that reconnection will bring enormous benefits in every aspect of your life over the next years, so long as you remain here on earth. It's because you're reconnecting with your source. That is, the separation from your divinity is dissolved. You choose to dissolve the separation, and then suddenly everything works. Now, there are very few people here this morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending on where you are. So what I want you to do is talk to all your friends today or tomorrow, depending on where you are. Get them to watch this video. Okay, the transmissions won't be as strong copied as they are live, but they will work. And do encourage people to be in the part 2 repeat this evening European time and tomorrow morning at this time, so that they are prepared for Saturday. You can't just jump in on Saturday without the preparation. You know, you'd just be completely lost. So we need these preparation exercises to get to where we want to be, so that we can do what we want to do. So there is, if you want to download it, a mantra which helps with thankfulness. By singing it, you generate the frequency of thankfulness. And that you can get from the Mantra Apothecary, which you can also access via karmabooks.co.uk. And it's the it's the mantra for prosperity. It's number 4, because thankfulness is the cause of prosperity. Yeah, it's just being in accord with the natural abundance, which is a part of the structure of this universe. So I hope to see you this time tomorrow morning, or this evening if you want to join in again, and look forward to Saturday. Now, any questions on the chat that I can answer right now? Okay. What's your impression of the current world leadership? We've even got the worst of the worst running things now. It's getting, well, actually, no, we've had a very significant change for the better. Both Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump are, well, they've both done a tremendous amount to increase prosperity and to avoid shooting conflicts. Yeah, I know there's a lot of propaganda saying they're doing the opposite, but the propaganda is paid for by the people who wanted the wars. So we may well, in the next few weeks, have a big change in the UK as well. There's a general election, and there's a possibility that the Brexit Party will have a significant function in a balance of power, possibly even taking over the prime ministership. We shall see what happens. So things are changing. What needs to change is desperately in Europe is Germany and France Merkel needs to go, as does Macron. They're both, well, they follow a career of wrecking their countries, ruining the people, impoverishing the people. I mean, Merkel has made the Germans responsible for the debts of everyone else in Europe. No, we're not. Those debts are phantom debts. They're not real debts. They're just wealth which is being given to the bankers for nothing. It's improving, and there's a lot to do. It's not getting worse. There was supposed to be, well, actually, there were 4 events which should have triggered World War III over the last 21 years. And all of them have been stopped. And the latest of them was Hillary was supposed to start a war with Russia in March 2017, but the American people decided, let's do something else. Is one more difficult. How can you develop the feeling of allowing love? No, in not allowing love. You give love, but you give it inside instead of outside. It's just, you just need to flip over the switch in your brain that says love is something to give, but you can give it to you. Can somebody type the link to the mantra? Well, I suppose I could. Oops, press it. Go away. So what I'll do is I'll put in the link to the hello. Can I? Oh yes, I can. Yeah, to to the main website, and then you see there's a mantra tab there, and then you want the prosperity. Okay, so glad to see you. Well, not see you, I can't see you. We're not on Zoom or Wire or anything like that. Anyway, so I should be here this evening at 8 o'clock Paris, Amsterdam time. That's 7 o'clock London, and whenever it is, wherever you are. And we'll keep going. Thank you. Bye.